Hello, Orthodox. I realized that you said not to respond until you'd gotten more videos out, but if I don't correct this, I think the trend is just going to keep continuing. This is basically the third set of videos you made. You made the first one, I responded to that, and you responded to mine, and now this is your second response to me. And the trend is continuing. The first time you provided little to no evidence and little to no lines of reasoning for me to actually address. I did address what little you provided, but there wasn't much there. The second time, again, little to no evidence. You provided little to no lines of reasoning. That which was there, I did address, and I completely refuted, showed to be fallacious. I even made a point in my last video to say, alright, here you're using a line of reasoning, and here's why it's incorrect. So I even identified, okay, finally you're using a line of reasoning. Until you provide some evidence, there's nothing I can do to actually address your argument other than make a counter-argument like I've been making. Okay, so in this video you kind of didn't actually provide any evidence this time, or lines of reasoning. You restated things. That seems to be something that you're doing a lot. You're just restating what you're saying. You're restating it again and again without actually backing what you're saying up, and that's a problem. It's not like I'm saying, if you don't stop this, I'll stop talking to you. It's really as a matter of I'm not capable of carrying on a conversation if you don't start backing this stuff up, because there's nothing for me to address. Now, in this, you restated some points, and just to go through it very quickly, first of all, there's three issues here. One, and that is hope. That is this whole concept of when you're in a situation of extreme distress, your life is in danger. Another one is stated a feelings, whether they're directed or not, and another issue is infancy. Those are the three main issues. Infancy, like I said, what is observed is infants crying, flailing their arms and whatnot, right from birth. This is clearly an instinctual act. It is a pre-programmed act. Now, that is what the evidence shows. What is observed. That's it. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to tack on more. You're trying to tack on top of the pre-programmed aspect of it. You're trying to attack on additional aspects such as understanding and, more importantly, belief to bolster your claim that atheists believe in God. You have provided zero evidence for this. Nothing. Because the observations, the evidence, support only an instinctual act, and you're trying to add on to that, and you're not backing your claims up. So that argument holds no weight. It's completely dead, unless in these later videos you can start backing your claims up. Now, regarding day-to-day feelings, okay, you're continuing to say that they are directed, but what you're misunderstanding is the wording you're using. You're describing it as a feeling that is directed somewhere that we don't know, and it's at some higher power, but we haven't pinpointed it yet. What you're describing is an undirected feeling. So when you're describing these things to bolster your case, you're actually proving my point for me. There is no inherent direction. It is undirected. Because what you're not understanding is, what are you saying when you're saying direction? Well, let's establish what it is to direct a feeling at something. What you're doing is, first of all, you are establishing a source of action. And second of all, you are establishing a causal relationship between the source of action and the feeling that you feel, or potential source. When I say that, I mean, for instance, either this source is causing something or has the potential to cause something. Either this source is committing an act or has the potential to commit an act. Then the second aspect of this, the second part, is you're then drawing a causal relationship between your feeling and this potential source or this actual source. That is what it is to direct a feeling. As I said, as I have just provided with evidence, as I have just conclusively shown, feelings are inherently undirected. For instance, here's an example, and this has happened to me, this has happened to many people, okay? What happens is you're late for class. You, as far as you know, you sleep through the alarm. You're not mad at yourself. You're not mad at the alarm. You're not mad at the sky. You're not mad at traffic. You're not mad at your professor. You're just pissed because you're late. It's undirected. Now, let's say later on you find out, oh wait, someone intentionally turned off my alarm. Now you can direct it somewhere. It is it is initially undirected. Sorry, it's just how it is. Another thing, thankfulness. As I already gave an example of myself, again, myself here, that I have felt, and again, many people too. You feel a general feeling of gratefulness. Why? Because you have not established a causal relationship between your feeling and a source you've identified yet. When I don't see anything that I think particularly accounts for the good thing, the event that I've subjectively deemed good, I leave it undirected. As I've just given two evidences now, two examples, I am supporting my case. It is inherently undirected, and we then direct it. Excuse me. As I said, it's inherently undirected, and we then direct it. So that completely dismantles your second part. So your first part, the infancy thing, you just haven't provided any evidence. Well, very little line of evidence and reason, and I've already dismantled that. Your second point regarding day-to-day life, undirected versus directed, I have definitively shown that to be completely fallacious. And that leaves us to the very last thing, the life and death situation. As you said, and an example you gave, you're given a certain amount of time to live, and it's not much time. So you then made an absolutist claim about what everyone feels. You then claimed to know exactly what was in the head of every single person that this has ever happened to. You said they then begin subconsciously having a feeling of crying out to some kind of higher power. That's unsupported. You're making a claim about every single person, and you have provided no evidence for this. No evidence, no testimony, nothing. Just you asserting it. So again, your claim is not backed up, so that's completely holds no weight. That's out. Another thing that you're making a mistake on is hope. Please do not equate hope to belief. Your thesis is that atheists believe. Hope is not belief. But again, hope is not inherent. One doesn't necessarily hope. What you have to understand, and what I don't think you're getting, is that people not only hold a vast array of ideologies, but people respond in a vast array of ways to similar situations. A vast array of beliefs are held, and actions and thoughts are gone through people's heads in similar situations. People are different. You are trying to say that everyone thinks like you do when they're in this situation, that they think in a specific way. You're not backing that up, you're just making an absolutist claim, and it holds no weight. But even if there is a feeling of hope that they feel, hope does not equate to belief. So, I've just explained the three fronts you're working on, and how you have not supported your claims, and how some of your claims are just simply false. But unless you can start providing evidence for what you're saying, there's nothing we can talk about. Because in that case, all I can show is that there's no reason to believe what you're saying. When you start actually providing some evidence and lines of reasoning beyond the little that you've already provided, then I can actually definitively show that you're wrong. Until then, this is going nowhere. So I really hope to see a change in the next videos you make, and some evidence actually cited. Also, real quick, something I probably should have included in the first part of this. I noticed that you said in your video description area in this latest video, again, you said atheists believe in God. I already explained this to you. That wording is self-contradictory, and it is not what you mean. Atheists are people that don't believe in God. What you're saying is, people that don't believe in God believe in God. That is self-contradictory. What you mean is, there are no atheists. That is to say, no one fits the criteria of a person that doesn't believe in God, because everyone does. That's what you're saying. What you're doing is you're looking every atheist in the eyes, in the face of this earth, myself included, and you're saying, you believe. You're telling me you don't believe, but you don't know what's in your head. I know what's in your head better than you do. Quite frankly, I don't appreciate it. You don't have to like that I'm an atheist. You don't have to understand how I could be an atheist. But please understand, I am an atheist, whether you like it or not. I don't believe in God. I could be wrong, but I don't believe.